Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ModzvilleUSA back from the dead with another video. Today we are going to be installing the Pixel Effects Retrogem in a Gamecube. This came in for a customer and figured might as well make a video. First time doing one of these. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist. But we're not going to just be doing this. We're going to be souping it up with a Picoboot, as well as servicing the controller port. And we're going to be checking out a new soldering iron that was sent in. So a whole lot of fun stuff to get into. So let's get into it right now. Roll the intro. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to crack this open. Now, this was sent in by WEP, W-E-P, model 982D3. Now, I get a lot of emails like, oh, you want to make a video on this thing, we'll send it to you. I get those all the time. A lot of times it'll be like a kitchen appliance or something goofy, but this one caught my attention, and it is essentially an upgraded version of what I've been currently using. This is like a JBC clone that also has hot tweezers in the mix, and I think this is going to be pretty solid. So I want to crack it open right now. It's going to be linked down below as well if you want to grab one of these, but we'll see. I have no idea how it will perform. And, I'm not really planning on doing a dedicated video, but, we need something to solder. So, this will just also be, I'll be commenting on the iron as well as doing the Gamecube. That's the idea. You know how we do it here. It's not a big time fancy affair. We're just kind of winging it. Doing our thing. Alright, let me snap my fingers. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this comes with a lot of tips. So similar to my other station, it does the C120s, the C245s, and the C210s. Now, generally, almost exclusively, I use C245s, JBC clone tips, JBC, the legit JBC tips are better. Generally, I have not tried these ones specifically, but the station is seeming pretty cool. So we've got two handles here. And this bad boy came with some hot tweezers, which I'm very stoked about. Now, it needs some assembly, I'm sure. This doesn't seem complete. But yeah, no, having the hot tweezers will be very nice for just pulling off some SMD resistors, capacitors. Just real simply, just give it a squeeze, and you picked it up or put it back down. Really stoked on those. So yeah, hell of a gift. And make sure I put up a shot of the station fully assembled. It's a big boy. It's a big beefy boy. And let's put it through its paces on this Gamecube today. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting here with the controller port. It's a quick service. We're going to swap in a battery coin cell holder, place the old one with a new battery, and making it easier to service down the line. So I've gone ahead, I've set up the station. I've gone ahead and, added some solder to the tip, cleaned it off a couple times. This is the tip that was included. Read the instructions, set it to 250 Celsius, add some solder before dialing up the temps. So And I do believe I misspoke with so this does see 245 and 210. It has handles and tips for both of those. But those 120 tips, those are for the hot tweezers. And I'm going to go ahead and right out the gate give those hot tweezers, just break them in. So I'm just going to add a little bit of solder to these pads here. Okay. Oh, right. It's at 250. And what is a nice touch, I like that. We go up to we'll do 380. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and try these hot tweezers to remove this coin cell holder. So wild. I'm gonna need to dial up the temps on that side too. Okay. Let's try it out. Well, that is neat. Would you look at that? Hell yeah. And that is definitely not the most practical use of hot tweezers. Just figured it was an okay opportunity to give them a shot. I can see those coming in clutch very regularly. I want to go ahead and switch my tip here. Alright, knife is much better for wicking stuff. Alright, let's get that coin cell holder in. Okay, attach that, soldered one side. I'm a dummy and didn't have the mic up to my face, but we are going to go ahead, finish that up. Very good. And yeah, I was saying I'm on that Stirri flux kick. The Amtech knockoff. Or it's basically Amtech, but way cheaper. And I'll try to remember to have that linked below, an Amazon link for you guys. It's really, really good stuff. So nice and simple. Battery swap, always worth doing when we go in here. Let's top it off with a battery. And there she is. The clock shall remember how to clock. Okay, now let us slap in a Picoboot. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen. I have this RP2040 Tiny here, pre-wired up for Picoboot, and you will notice there's a little SMD diode here, the line facing the 5-volt pad. So this is wired on the bottom, obviously. You'll see what the idea is as I wire it up. But yeah, we are following the latest instructions that pull from 5 volts instead of 3V3. Recommends adding that diode there. And I think I've got a nice clean mounting solution. So what I'm going to be doing is using some Captain tape, covering the back here, insulating it. We're going to be mounting this on the board with a dab of hot glue, and then we are going to be manually wiring it up. And for this, for the wiring, how it's managed, a little bit of Loctite, some tweezers to form the shape here. It's pretty simple stuff. So we're gonna get this mounted, and when doing the mounting, I think it is important to put the heatsink back on, not screwed in, but line those holes up so you know what we're working with. And what the place that I like to mount these is, boom, little dab of hot glue right there. Snap it in just right about here. So before doing that, Captain tape, X-Acto knife to trim it off, and then just so nothing shorts out on the bottom, slap it right here. Then we will wire it up, and I will see you when that is done. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we got this bad boy all wired up, and I think that's a pretty sexy looking install, if I do say so myself. So yeah, I think this is the move. RP2040 Tiny, or the Zero, whatever you want to do would work. But yeah, and could come up with a clever way, since this doesn't have the USB and the buttons on board. We can run an FFC from here elsewhere. So I might come up with a little doodad for this guy. Super duper, like, not that very important to be able to update down the line, but you never know. So yeah, cool idea. Sexy wiring. Now let's get into the real meat and potatoes and install the gem. Huge thank you to today's sponsor, PCBWAY. If you're in the market for some PCB manufacturing, CNC machining, 3D printing, or even PCB design, PCBWAY has you covered. If you're looking for a fun soldering project, check out the shared projects section. There's a ton of amazing DIY projects to pick from. Just pick a project, click add to cart, good to go. Click the link below to check out PCBWAY. It helps the channel and it's greatly appreciated. Now let's get back to the show. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into the gem install now. And where I'm going to start this is removing a port. We can remove either, or we could do a 3D print a mount and cut a HDMI port in the shell if we wanted to keep both. But I think it's perfectly reasonable to remove the digi out port if we're doing a HDMI install. So we're going with the digi out. Fucking hell. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. We got the gem here on the bench. And now it is time to set the jumpers. Okay, so we need CDE. Highly recommend some kind of conical tip for this. Alright, still breaking in this J-tip. Being a little fickle on me, but we're getting there. H and J. Okay. That's good. All right. We'll clean this up and let us move on. Okay. So we have the full-size HDMI doodad here. We'll slide it in. And we need to take this big guy here, lock it into the nut, and then we need to trim the nut. So, is this the nut? It doesn't look big enough. Where's that nut? Aha. It's on this little pad here. Okay. Hey, focus. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to put the nut in place. Brace it with my finger. Get this guy in. Okay, I got it. So you really have to like push it in here to get it to clear like the little lip on the inside where the HDMI fits into place. Just had to push it in a little bit more than you think you might have to for it to sit flush like this and screw it in. So the instructions call for cutting this little nub off. Screw's a little too big. So it's going to take our flush cuts and cut it flush. All right. So I would like to give a little snip here and there as per the instructions. Now we should be able to do this without taking the bottom metal shielding out. So, okay, so I ended up removing the metal shield to trim it. I used my big Chungus metal scissors here. Just way too sketchy doing it while it's in the shell. It's a couple of screws. Better safe than sorry. So that's done. I'm going to screw this back in. I'm going to take it from there. Alright, and this little lip here had to go as well. That was pretty simple, just fatigued it off with the flush cuts, and we good. Okay, now let's do the little mount here. So I've fluxed this up already. Oh, come on, you butthole. Okay. Touch that up. Let's see. Okay. Jam it in. It's pretty good. Okay. Spacing's a little weird here. Okay, now we need to solder these posts here to the actual thing. They seem to be magnetized, which is a nice touch. So I'm gonna, maybe not. They do kind of snap in nicely though. I need a thicker tip. Okay, I fixed this one. I pulled it, desoldered, relined it, and yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass if you fidget a little bit and like fuck it up. It moves or whatever. It's not super easy to correct. So, lesson learned. We want to come in here and be gentle. We're just gonna rest it. And just let it snap into place like that. That's how we do it. Real gentle, like it aligns itself. So coming in with the tweezers like I did wasn't a good idea. Now we know. Okay. The bell of the ball's coming in. We gotta remove these two capacitors. Try these tweezers out. Come on, fucker. Yeah, buddy. Okay, now we need to scrape. So this is all one big plane here. Okay, so we'll just expose this. This. Some IPA, see how it's looking. Okay. This is a fresh tip, so it's a little annoying. Scrape a little more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need to scrape some vias and tin them here. We got one right here. And then one right here. Two on this side. So C88, go up this guy here. C55, this guy. All right. And then we're going to get our conical tip. We're just going to tin these guys up. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let us carry on. Okay, so we're doing the main flex now. I've got it lined up. Just going to tack it in. Okay. All right, flux it up. Little bridging here on the left. Okay. And this pin's a little bit, not too bad, but just a little bit wonky given the ankle with the resistor packages here. Floats a bit. What we're going to want to do is test continuity, just in case. But first, I want to anchor it in. These are the points we scraped earlier. So let's just get it locked in. There we go. Okay. Very nice. These look pretty sexy. We are going to test anyway for continuity. Once all is said and done, for now, let's finish up the connections. Beautiful. Okay, I had to do a bit of origami here. And we're going to lock in this ground. I'm going to tin it up a bit. Not the best tip for this, but we'll make it work. Okay, and we're going to pull power from this pin here. And tin it a bit. Okay, and I want a little more beef out of that. Love it. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen. It's now a matter of putting it back together. We've got it plugged in. Got our antenna here. Got a nice fold going. Let's fold it over. Line these up. I'm gonna screw it in. Okay, so we're almost done here. So we used the thermal pad right here on the back of the gem board. We've got the HDMI connector in here. Folded the FFC cable just like so. Antenna's coming out this way. and let us carry on. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, the install was a success. Went ahead and did the debug test. So unlike PS2, it doesn't test the same way, but we do have a nice little controller tester here. Picture looks great. Install was relatively simple. Yeah, nice, fun GameCube HDMI install. Seems a bit more modernized than the GC video as well. It's simpler to update, etc. So, yeah, very cool install. Had fun doing it. If you need one done, shoot me an email. Head on over to the send in services section of ModzvilleUSA.com and hit me up. More than happy to install one of these for you guys.